Hey everyone, we are back again. We're talking to Gary about the Rabine Road to a Billion, where Gary and Rabine are working with up and coming paving companies to help them go from small businesses to a big business, kind of ditch diggers to CEOs, if I do say so myself, Gary.
Exactly.
So Gary, let's dig into this. Let's start at the beginning. The Rabine roll up, Rabine road to a billion. Tell me about that.
Yeah, you know what? And it just in life and business, right? You just have to have goals. You have to have a goal that you shoot for. And we've always had 1 year goal, 3 year goals, 10 year goals, and using the systems we've used to motivate leadership to grow businesses. And they don't always work. Once in a while, it falls apart. There's something you didn't see, and it doesn't happen. We've been blessed that most of the times when we over the 40 years that we put, it's probably only been 30 years we started doing goals, probably 10 years in, but really more succinct goals in the last 10 years, and it's paid off because our growth has been very consistent over that time, as we have clearer goals and we get the team involved in the goals. So the road to a billion, a billion is just a number, and that means $1 billion brand, $1 billion value of a business. And that just means that everyone in our organization is going to be rewarded in a bigger way. It also means our customers are going to be taken care of in a bigger way, in my opinion, right? Growing to any number, I don't care if it's whatever, if it's a couple million or a couple billion or whatever the number is you're growing to, doesn't mean a lot. We're not adding a lot of value to everyone that's in part of that growth. So we're very confident we're going to add value to our teammates. We're going to have crazy opportunity for our teammates to grow and our partners to grow. We're going to have amazing opportunities to serve our customers better than anybody in the world, which is, if we don't do that, we don't have a chance, right? And our philanthropic, business, our Cheryl Rabine Foundation also is going to have the opportunity to serve a lot more people philanthropically, giving to great organizations that our leaders and our team believe are important to make the world a better place. So, road to billion, it sounds a little bit, kind of cocky, actually. Road to billion, but it's not. If we sincerely know that we're gonna make the world a better place, and we're gonna make everybody's lives better getting there. So that's our goal. And so the way we're gonna get there, Chris, is over the past, pretty much everything we've done has been organic. So we start a business, we find the customers, we knock on the biggest doors that could be the customers that could use the services that we created or started, and it takes time, but usually good things happen. If you're serving for the right reasons, good things will happen. And so we've been blessed in the last 10 years. There's been very few businesses we've been involved in that we, sold or ended or whatever. The first 20 years of my business, the first 30 years, I had many businesses I started and didn't work out so well. And I shut the doors on them, sold them, whatever, right? Today, because we're focused on serving facilities owners across America and now really across the world, we know our market, we know our customer, and we understand them well. And I think they trust us impeccably to help them solve problems that they have, because we're asked on a very consistent basis to come in and when there's an issue, a challenge, just help them solve it. So what our goal is now is, as I said, so the six paving companies that we have today are businesses we started. The next 20 to 30 companies that we invest in are most likely going to be investments in other people's companies that we can help expand their size, scope, and make them way stronger with way stronger differentiators, so that they can really dominate the market they're in, using our name, using our resources, and all that. So that's my goal right now, Chris, is to, over the next 5 to 7 years, invest in 20 to 30 small paving companies across the country where I find leaders that I like, that I want to mentor, and leaders that our team can mentor on taking them from a small business operator to a CEO of a dominant regional company.
So that sounds very exciting and like a great win-win opportunity there. Can you expand on what these up and coming paving companies look like?
Yeah. So we're looking for companies we have owners, we don't care, young, old, that want to, and it could be somebody towards the end of their career that wants to work a few more years. It could be somebody, new in the career, like 5, 6 years in their business, and they want to capitalize on it sooner than later. We're looking for people who want to capitalize on what they built, that have built businesses in the paving industry from, let's say, I would say our target is $4 to $6 million. We'll go outside of that sometimes, but $4 to $6 million in revenues, that paves and maintains parking lots. So, and it's going to be in 30 different markets of the country that we're going to be focused on. The first 10 will be, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas markets, Southern Texas markets. So those will be the first, handful. But our goal is to get people that really want to take their business. Let's just say that they're running a $5 million business today, Chris. So for easy math, a $5 million business that does 10% in profit, okay, that might be worth 4 times the profit to sell it. Okay. So that person could probably sell a business for $2 million, right? $5 million, 500,000 in profit times 4, okay, would be 2 million, right?
Mhm.
So they could sell the business for about $2 million. We believe that we can build that business to be a $20 million business within 4 years. Okay. So that would be 400% growth, right? In 4 years. Now at 20 million revenues, we expect that the business is going to profit by about 2 million, right? If we, on the same numbers, we think it'll be a little more than that, but let's just use the same numbers and say it profits at the same percentage at 10%. So it profits at 2 million. That $2 million now in a bigger volume is not worth 4 times multiple now. It would be worth 6 or 7 times multiple. Okay. But as part of the Rabine Group of companies, guess what, Chris? It'll be worth 10 to 13 times multiple. Okay. So let's just say it's 10 times multiple. I think it's going to be like 13, maybe 14 times multiple. But if it's 10 times multiple of that profit, now that business, right, that sold for $2 million is now worth what? $20 million. 20 million. So what I believe we can do is with our technology, with our relationships, with our back office and all the strength we can give our customers, right? I'm very confident that we could take a $2 million value company to 20 million in 4 years. Now, is that in ink? Is it for sure? Is it something I write a contract on? No. But if I have the right partner in the marketplace that we can feed all the information to and all the mentoring to, I'm very confident that that can happen or more. So that would be tremendous, wouldn't it? If you're a small paving company somewhere in the country and you're making $500,000 a year, which is a good buck for a small company, right? But boy, it's worth $2 million. But would it be amazing if you could take that to 20 million? That would be taking a small business leadership role to a CEO role. Because at 20 million, now you're in the top tier of the commercial paving companies in your marketplace. Now, the Rabine Group of companies, we've got companies that are in paving that are anywhere from 20 million to 120 million, right? And we believe that if in a marketplace for more than 6 or 8 years, we should be more like that $30-40 million range in the right marketplaces. So again, all we're doing is this: we want to build businesses that serve our customers better and create amazing opportunity and wealth opportunities for that leader that works so hard building the business, right? So our goal, Chris, is really to find companies we like that are in that range, really meet the owners of the company, understand a lot about them culturally, understand if between us and them, the Rabine Group culture and their culture, if it's a fit. And it's not, nothing's perfect, right? But if it's close enough to a fit and we go forward, we're very confident that we're going to have a great win-win. If we buy 70% of a company, let's do that math again. We buy 70% of that $2 million company, right? And they take $1.4 million off the table, right? That's it. They take that off the table and said, I'm taking that and I'm going to invest it wherever they're going to invest it. All right. And they keep that $600,000 of equity in their own. Okay. That 600,000, if we do that math that I just talked about, right, in 4 years could turn into $6 million of value. That same right owner at 30% ownership, right? Is that was 30% ownership of that $20 million value is $6 million. So again, now that in all it's $7.4 million off the table in a business that didn't do even 7.4 million revenues before, right? Wow. So that's a huge win-win that we believe we can accomplish in many markets across the country. My goal would be for every market to be able to do that or better. Again, time will tell. We're gonna have some of these businesses that they'll be like fish in water, right? But let me tell you about all the differentiation we can bring and why we believe we can make their lives easier in growing his businesses instead of harder. Because wouldn't you think, Chris, if you're going to grow it from a company that does 5 million to 20 million, it's going to be 400% more headaches, more challenges, more problems?
What? Yeah.
You would think so, right? But it wouldn't be if, okay, when I was a $5 million company, I tell you, I remember it well. I couldn't stand, working all night in the office and then working all day. I loved working in the field. I never ran out of energy because I was a younger guy, but I never really ran out of energy working in the field, paving concrete, paving asphalt, excavating, grading. I love that stuff, right? That was my passion. But boy, I got to tell you, I really wasn't that good. As much as I love math, I wasn't that passionate about doing accounting, payroll, payables or receivables. I kind of liked, but I was a lousy collector. I didn't collect my money very well. So I was really good and I loved the field, but I really was not that good in the office. So here, if I knew back then that I could get rid of all that stuff and I could have somebody promoting work and selling and marketing work across the country that would put more work in my front door without having to go out and sell it and estimate it, right? And I knew that I didn't have to do the accounting, the payroll, the insurance. Man, I got to tell you. And by the way, I'm going to grow it 400%, and it's going to get easier. If I knew that, I would have signed on right away. There was nobody back then, looking for Rabine the ditch digger to bring me on, but I think I would have jumped on pretty fast. And by the way, these companies this size are not usually like looked upon as great acquisitions because most companies that are PEs, the private equities companies that are buying companies like this, in my industry, they're looking for the market leaders, the $20 million, $30 million companies in the marketplace. And so, I want to find these mom and pops and these small businesses and grow them to kick the snot out of the 20, $30 million competitors in their marketplace. And we're going to bring tons of differentiation. You want to hear about that?
Yeah, always.
Okay. Well, here's what we're going to have. Number one, we've got billions of square feet. Right now, it's over 5 billion square feet of data on parking lots across the country. That data is owned by us and our customers. These customers are some of the biggest, real estate holding companies in the world. And with that, we help these customers manage their pavement, their specifications, the warranties, everything to do with pavements. And so we're going to be able to bring all that information, that data to every partner we invest in anywhere in the country. So what does that do? Like we did in Dallas, like we did in Mid-Atlantic, and like we're doing in other parts of the country, we were able to bring all those customers, the Walmarts, Home Depots, Lowe's, Prologis's, Link and Blackstone, all these customers, when we're in a marketplace self-performing, we're able to bid on and do their work in the marketplace. So right now, many markets in the country, we general contract paving jobs, or we'll just consult and help our customers, but we won't do the paving. These acquisitions will give us the ability to partner with these companies to actually do the paving then in the marketplaces. So we're not only going to bring that technology, site technology to every partner and give them the bird's eye view that we have, we're also then going to give them a lot of other differentiators. So in almost every market in the country, there's asphalt paving is the most popular paving. Concrete paving is not so popular. Concrete work is pretty common. Curb and gutter, some flat work, some dolly pads or docks. They're pretty common that people are doing that. But full-blown concrete paving of a parking lot isn't very common. We're leading the industry nationally. Currently, we will do 50% of the volume that the Rabine paving businesses will do, which will be over $100 million this year, will be concrete paving. So what are we going to do? We want to mentor and help these partners understand and learn how to pave concrete super efficiently, super productively. And then when it comes to concrete, not only can they pave, will we teach them to pave conventional laser screed concrete pavement, but they'll also be able to bid on and perform RCC, roller compacted concrete, which is the strongest, longest lasting concrete pavement in the world, in my opinion. So RCC is one of our brands, Rabine Compacted Concrete. We want to bring that to every market in the country. So our partners will be able to do that. So these differentiators are huge. We also then, offer longer warranty periods for our customers with the pavements that we design. We know we can give a little more warranty and longer life pavements. That's a big advantage to us and a big advantage for our customers. So we're going to bring some differentiation in every marketplace like their market hasn't seen before. And that's, for me, that's been our biggest reason for growth, Chris, is really delivering constant differentiation that our customers can look at and say, wow, that I like that. I want more of that. Right. And I want our customers to continue to be raving customers. And if I'm in another 20 to 30 markets across the country on top of the 6 I have now, now we really seriously can offer our customers, full service, self-performing concrete pavement or asphalt pavement in every market in 50 states. And that's our goal. 50 states, all services, like nobody else in the country. So we're going to compete to win, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But if you can think of the picture of that, right, to be a $4 or $5 million paving company, kind of busting their butt like they do. I mean, in my industry, Chris, it's not easy. People really bust their butts. And when you're a $4 or $5 million company, you don't have accounting staff. You don't have a total sales staff, estimating staff, all these things. But when you become part of the Rabine Group of companies, you're going to have all that at your beck and call. And it's going to be a lot of fun, taking these small business owners that are going to be great people, because we only look for great people. And it's going to be fun to see these great people become CEOs of their marketplace.
Mhm. Yeah, you're offering these 7-figure companies the resources of a 9-figure company. And that's orders of magnitude more opportunity there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm curious, when you're examining the marketplace and looking at different potential partners here, what do you look for in a paving company to make it a no-brainer for you to invest?
Well, there's all different types of people, I would say, and types of companies we look for. Because I mean, I want people first with high integrity, people that really care about their teammates. Because if that's not there, it's tough to change that, right? It's tough to if you don't have some type of core values that helped create a good culture. It's tough to change that. Although $5 million in revenues, I know what I looked like, and our culture wasn't great. It was good, right? It wasn't great. My innovation was non-existent. But what we had a great group of people with work ethic that cared, that had high integrity, And I would say that's the main thing, right? I want, partners that have high integrity, partners that appreciate their teammates and have grown a good team of people because they care. Because if you don't have that, it's kind of gonna be tough to change that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that's big. Otherwise, I want companies that are doing commercial, know how to do commercial work. Residential companies at this point aren't my interest. I want commercial companies that are that understand how to pave a parking lot and pave a parking lot really well. Um, People that understand equipment maintenance. Technology, could be existent or not. We can bring technology. A lot of people do great quality work without a lot of technology. They're working a lot harder than they have to. It'd be fun to make their lives easier too. So, yeah, type of equipment they use means something because if I see that they're using equipment that um, is high quality, long lasting, that that does a good job. I know, I want to know that they understand equipment, right? So I would say then market their market should be commercial customers that um, that looked upon them to do repaving of parking lots. If they're all new construction, if they're doing all new construction, I'm probably not interested. If they're doing all residential, probably not interested. If they're doing uh, all municipal work, I'm probably not interested, right? Um, we're interested in companies that are doing mostly commercial, private commercial parking lots and pavement maintenance of parking lots and big pavements. So that's kind of what we're looking for, right?
Awesome. And I imagine working with you and working with Rabine, there's a lot to check on and a lot to get to know. But what would it be like for these up and coming companies to work with you and to work with Rabine?
Yeah. So I'm going to serve as a mentor as I do now to all my leaders. Um, I'm there for any of my leaders when it comes to anything they need on the mentorship side. In this case, um, I'll be more valuable as a mentor in at this stage in their businesses even than I am with the stage of some of our businesses where they're on their way, and it's not about daily production and all that as much as it is about really growing into new customers and new markets. So for me, it's gonna be a lot of fun to mentor these people. What else it would look like is they would have engineers, civil engineers that they're pavement specific, like they would never believe that they'd be on their team. That's a huge differentiator to be able to go to customer and have one of your engineers on the call or on the meeting to close the deal, right? So we have civil engineers that are pavement specific, that are concrete pavement and asphalt pavement specific. And then to have that talent available is incredible. Then when it comes to sales, they've got national sales leaders that have relationships with some of the biggest national brands in real estate in the world. So if you're in Nashville, let's say, you're with a snap of a finger, you'll have relationships at the top of some of the biggest real estate holding companies in the world, which is really a big advantage. It's a huge advantage, you know. Otherwise, again, think about again the things I mentioned earlier, payroll. You're not doing much of that anymore. Think about accounting. They're not doing much of that anymore, right? All this stuff that runs up to the main office and our headquarters that would do all that. So your life's a lot easier when you don't have to worry about making a mistake with the IRS and have them knocking on your door a couple years later, right? So your life's a lot easier when your payroll is right on the money and if there's prevailing wages to pay or there's something to pay, we get it. We know the system. If you're working for a big customer like Walmart nationally, doing a big distribution center job or a retail job for them, we know the paperwork like nobody else, right? So you take all that off the table from a small paver like I once was. That's a big deal because I sure the heck didn't want to deal with any of that back then. And I'm blessed today that we've got a team that's amazing. You think about environmental, there's a lot of environmental regulation when we're doing paving on these big projects. And our team could, our back office and our team of project managers are really well informed on everything to do with environmental, how to run a job to be, perfect when it comes to the eyes of any environmental issues, right? So yeah, it's a lot of fun because we've got everything covered, and it makes it so much easier to go pave. So if you think about it, when I talk about a paving company growing 400%, they're not gonna have to hire a ton of people. If they're doing, 4 to 6 million revenues, they're not at near their maximum capacity because those leaders have to do so many other things. When you free them up from all those other things, and you put work on their plate that are $500,000 jobs on average instead of $30,000 jobs, right? It doesn't take long before you really blow your old numbers out of the water. So also the other thing, Chris, I could say, there's so many things I can talk about, but even like equipment acquisition, right? When I was a $5 million company, I kind of knew what was, decent equipment in my marketplace, but I didn't have a global view on equipment. Our team, our team has equipment leaders that really investigate pavers, rollers, excavators, every piece of equipment we buy, compactors, everything we buy. We investigate heavily to find out who's the best brand in the marketplace. What type of equipment or piece of equipment lasts longer than any other? What type of equipment produces more? Because if a paver can put down 30% more a day, okay, with the same crew, think about the difference in bottom line, right, Chris? That creates. If you get 30% more production every single day with the same crew, oh man, your profit margin doesn't go up like, you know, 30%. It goes up 50 or 100% probably. So either way, we've got teams that are doing all these things that I never would have dreamed having, when I was a $5 million paving company, right? So
Mhm.
these are all the things we'll bring to the table and make them, create huge benefits for our partners across the country.
Mhm. Awesome. Awesome. So for all the paving companies that see this or hear this, any recommendations for how they should pitch themselves to you?
So as far as, just a normal paving company anywhere in the country, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paving company in Florida or Tennessee or Georgia, they hear this and they're like, "That sounds amazing. I want to do this." What recommendations do you have for pitching you on choosing them?
Well, if you're pitching me, really, I mean, it's just you don't need to pitch me. I just want to find out all about you, right? I want to dig into who you are, and if you think you've got what it takes, I want to meet you, right? Especially if you're in Florida, you're in Texas, mid Texas to southern Texas, you're in Tennessee or Georgia. I want to hear from you if you're in that range. But I think it's just a matter. Yeah, I want to know more about them and what they've done for the start of this business in the first 5 or 20 years of their business. I'd want to know more about what their goals are, what their goals and aspirations are, because I want to align with whoever it is that we partner with. So I want to know what's your goal. Where do you want to be? You've got a couple $1 million value business now. Where do you personally want to be, and where do you think this business can be, right? And then I want to know that I can align with them, because I think the biggest challenge is really true alignment. And then when you have that, and you have work ethic, man, you can kick butt and not just hit the goals that you align on, but blow them out of the water. Um, so I think alignment's a big deal. And again, when it comes to pitching me, I just want people to be authentic with me, and if we're in the ballpark, let's talk. They want to talk. Um, and we're going to do, I want to do more of this, where we talk pavements and stuff too, paving businesses and pavements, Chris. Um, we've got a couple conferences coming up where I may be speaking at some of these, and then we're also going to put a couple of booths up for our businesses too. So I think we need to have some fun with it. We're paving people that are paving businesses. I'm telling you, it's like it doesn't change much. If you're in a paving business for any length of time, you're a person that's got work ethic, because without work ethic, you do not make it in this business. If you're a person in the paving business, you've got some grit. You've gotten through some tough times. You got some grit. You're probably in most cases, you love our country. I'm not seeing, because I believe our country allows, people like me without a college education to be successful. I think there's a lot of appreciation for whether you're highly educated and you're in the paving business, or you're barely educated like me, besides the College of Hard Knocks. I believe that you appreciate this country and the ability to build things, because if you're in paving, you're building stuff every day, and you're able to do that in a free market. So understanding paving business, you probably understand this country is a great place to build a business like ours, but it's not done without a lot of hard work, you know. So
Patriotic pavers.
there's a company called that, I think, in the Chicago market, Patriot Pavers or something. It's a cool
Oh,
name.
that's awesome, Gary. Well, I'm very excited to keep up to date on this journey, and I want to hear some podcast mentorship sessions with these pavers that you're working with. I think that would be really incredible.
It could be fun, and the fun part would be, identifying their a SWOT analysis, right? But really them, with us, identifying their strengths, weaknesses, their opportunities, right, and their threats, and they're going to be different between all of them, right? I do believe that what I said is going to be prevalent. That what most of these people just want to pave. They're hardworking people. They want to go out and put down asphalt and concrete and work hard, right? They don't. Most of them that I've been around just aren't that crazy about being an accountant in their office, back office. Now, I'm not saying that hasn't happened. I have met some people in the paving business that came in family business, and they're really accounting minds, financial minds. That does happen, right? But when you're talking the businesses I'm talking about, the size that I'm talking about, most oftentimes what stops their growth is that the time they have to spend away from the productive time of paving, right? So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun to dive in, understand who they are, where their strengths and weaknesses are, and where we can help them, and then we put rocket fuel behind them, right? Rabine rocket fuel we put behind them, right, with all these differentiators that nobody else can give them. That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah. Well, I'm excited, Gary. This is awesome. And you put rocket fuel under me.
good.
Well,
Let's get her going. And again, this Rabine Road to a Billion, I think is very accessible,
yeah,
and gonna be a lot of people that are gonna benefit from it. It is, as much as it sounds like it's about me. I won't do it if it's just about me. I mean, it'll be fun, and of course, selfishly, I'll win as well, right? But it's gonna be a blast seeing many people, go way further than they might have gone otherwise, right? And that's what, we talked about this before. Leadership is the ability to lead people to a place they wouldn't have been to otherwise, right? To lead people to being leaders that can take themselves to places they would never go otherwise. And that's what's going to be a lot of fun, is watching that happen over and over again, right?
all right.
Until next time, we'll see you.